Are you moving to the Coachella Valley and researching how to buy a home here in the Coachella Valley? Stay tuned, I have my top tips for moving to the Coachella Valley. How do you do? It's me, Stefan Burchard, the Desert Bowtie Realtor here in the Palm Springs region. Many of you out there are thinking about moving, planning on moving, or you just want to know what Coachella Valley living is all about. Moving to another state can be very daunting, but let's break this down into actionable steps, and we'll actually take this one step at a time. The first step in moving to the Coachella Valley is choosing where you want to live specifically in the Coachella Valley. My goal in this video is to empower all of you out there to decide where you want to move in the Coachella Valley, as well as what to expect when relocating to the Coachella Valley. Now, the easiest way to choose is to think about what you need to be close to. Do you have a job that you need to commute a certain distance to do? Do you need to be less than an hour from the airport? These can be excellent starting points, but okay, let's say hypothetically, you just want to be somewhere where it's safe and good schools. Well, that's 95% of people looking to buy a house. However, safety and school ratings are important and relative to how we personally define it. Unfortunately, I can't define that for you. You can do your own due diligence by checking out school ratings according to greatschools.org and crime statistics that can be found with the local law enforcement community. If you're looking for something with a little bit more land, well, that's most of Coachella Valley. Just narrow it down a little bit further and then we can go from there. My top tip for choosing where you want to live in the Coachella Valley is to just come out and visit. See what it's really like and what resonates with you. You can watch every video that you want on YouTube, but you cannot replace the human experience. Second, once you decided you are moving to the Coachella Valley and you've chosen where you want to live, you need to form a team to help you get there. Our realtor is a great starting point, and most of us have excellent local trusted lenders and a title company that we are already working with. I totally respect if you want to choose your own lender. However, just remember that we are in a seller's market right now as a buyer. You should be doing everything in your toolbox to strengthen your offer. This means that I highly recommend going with a local lender. Don't go with a faceless internet lender or some lender from out of state that no one around here has ever heard of. And local lenders are trusted and easy to reach, and they know about the local market and the nuances of the desert. Also, most of the lenders I work with go way above and beyond for their clients. They do this by calling the listing agent to advocate on your behalf when you submit an offer. No online lender is going to do that. If your lender is not advocating on your behalf when you submit an offer, they could be doing you a disservice. Listen, don't hate the messenger, guys. I do not get any sort of kickbacks from working with any lender. Just good service. I only suggest lenders that I know will ensure a smooth transaction and close on time, as much as humanly possible anyway. So, during this time, you're probably going to find a lender who can list your home. If you also need to sell your current home in order to purchase a new one, or if you qualify for a second mortgage and you can wait to sell, that is completely up to you, if you prefer to wait on listing your home. The third step is to get started looking for homes based on your criteria. We'll narrow down your search area, as well as the type of home, whether it's a townhome, condo, single-family home, etc. What you're looking for in bedrooms, number of bathrooms, square footage, the age of the home, lot size, pool, other amenities. These can all help narrow down your search. Step 4 can sometimes go in tandem with Step 3. How to craft a winning offer in a seller's market. Certain markets in the Coachella Valley, like here in Palm Springs, are very, very highly competitive. And for the majority of us, it's tough to go up against cash investor who is totally fine to waive every single contingency. However, it's not always the highest offer that wins. That being said, you still want to remove as many contingencies as possible. If you have a home to sell before you can buy that home, you should at least have it listed on the market ready to go. Even if you're not under contract or sold just yet, just have it on the market. That's because if you're trying to buy and sell at the same time, but your home isn't even listed yet, it's less likely that the seller for the home that you want to buy is going to take your offer seriously. Just saying. A home sale contingency, despite the fact that it's more likely gonna sell super fast in the current market, it's still a contingency. Remove it if you can, and preferably go ahead and make that offer once you have a buyer under contract for the home that you're going to be selling. 5, let's talk about offer price. This again depends on your market. if you're going to offer above list price, how much should you offer above list price? Homes that are priced well in the Coachella Valley, I expect them to, at a minimum, sell for list price. But the more competitive that the market is that you're buying into, the more turnkey that the home is, the more desirable the area is to other buyers, all of these factors are going to increase the competitiveness of that certain home. Therefore, it's going to attract a lot more offers, and you're going to need to offer more than the list price if you want to be competitive and get the home. I always suggest going with the highest and best when you're in the multiple offer situation. Offering under list price in a multiple offer situation is really just a waste of your own time and energy. So just be realistic when you're buying a home in this current market. Additionally, if you do offer over list price, the listing agent is going to be looking for an appraisal gap. That is, if the home is going to be financed. This means that in the event of a low appraisal, that you will bring additional cash to closing to bridge the gap between the appraisal amount and your offer amount, because your lender is only going to finance based on that appraisal. Hey, I totally get it if you don't want to be in a multiple offer situation, but you're better off looking at homes that have been on the market more than 7+ days in that event. However, on the other end of the spectrum, if you decide that you want a cream of the crop home, but you're unwilling to bridge the appraisal gap or offer above list price, you're very highly unlikely to get your offer accepted in this market. I'm just being realistic about what you can and can't do as a realtor. And if I can't meet your expectations, I will be completely honest and tell you up front. There are so many other things that we could talk about when creating your offer, but those are the two main things that I'm seeing in the seller's market right now that the listing agents are looking for and concerned about. I'm going to have a little bit more on this in a later video. So go ahead and comment down below what questions you may have about crafting an offer in the Coachella Valley in this current seller's market. So you've made an offer on a home that's been accepted. What are you going to be doing next? Turn in your earnest deposit. You're going to initiate your loan application, and you're going to get your inspections set up. We'll also reach out to your lender to see if they can go ahead and schedule that appraisal. The title company is going to work really hard behind the scenes to make sure that the title on the property is clear for transfer. Once the inspections are done and they're resolved and the appraisal comes back, then we're just waiting on your lender's underwriting to say those magic words. Clear to close! The title company will assist in transferring the property from one homeowner to you, and then you are officially a Coachella Valley homeowner. Woohoo! By the way, if you get a letter in the mail saying that you need to pay around $100 to ensure that the title on your property is free and clear, don't worry about that. It's a scam. That is why you have title insurance. You've already paid for this with your closing costs. So like I said, it's just one of those scams through the mail, kind of like those extending your car warranty postcards you get and phone calls and texts. You don't need to pay that extra fee. It's a scam. This has been a lot to take in, but just remember, we're taking it one step at a time. If you have any questions about buying or selling here in the Palm Springs area, I'd love to speak with you one-on-one. Just click on the Contact Stefan link in the description. There's no cost or obligation. You'll also find more information on my website at stefanburchard.com. Now, watch this next video about buying a vacation rental in Palm Springs, California. All these factors are going to increase the competitiveness of that certain home, and that scratch on the shoulder needs to go. Step 3 and 4, these can go a little bit in tandem. What the frick was step 3? Bye-bye!